Hello, this is Dan Baldwin. I am the MKP membership champion, and I'm here to talk to you about MKP, membership, and money. A lot of people ask about, where can I find out around finances, money, where does the money go, and everything, and how it works at MKP. So I'm going to share my screen and show you some easy ways to get all that information. Transparency is important, and we aim to do that here at MKP. I'm going to go to our mkpusa.org website. Before I move on to the financial piece on here, I just want to just scroll down a little bit here and talk about this page here. It's exciting. I've learned recently that MKP has reached over 1 billion people this year so far as all the articles that are being written about us, the social media, the YouTube, especially being in the New York Times, the Men's Journal, NPR, and it's incredible how many more people are learning about MKP and our cause. I pause that just to make note that things are moving and things are coming, and we need to be prepared to be that organization we want to be and be able to handle the growth that we're about to go through. So that's partly why I'm talking about membership and money. So anyways, going to mkpusa.org, and at the top here, this is how you show up on the landing page, is who we are. And there's this great button here called financial information. All right, we got some pie charts here, but one of the things I really want to point out is that MKP USA is proud to have achieved the Gold Seal of Transparency from GuideStar, the foremost authority for nonprofit information. So it took a lot of work to do that, and how do we do that is that we keep all of our financial statements available online. We practice good things like donor bill of rights, and we maintain and have passed all of our audits in excellent conditions. So anyways, let's talk about finances here. So here's a pie chart that talks about money coming in to MKP and what it's used for. About as far as money coming in, about $1,899,000, 72% of the revenues that are coming in related to programs being NWTAs, next level trainings, and other events where we charge for them to come on in. And I want to just show down here our expenses. Pretty much the same amount goes to the cost of paying for those programs. Site rentals, travel, food, leader fees, contract services. So we are very much a service-driven organization where we're receiving money and sending money out and putting them into goods and services to affect our cause. Otherwise, how do we get more money in and how do we support our infrastructure? We have about $339,000 that comes in through membership and $384,000, roughly around 14%, 13% of our contributions come in through major donors. The contributions are major donors, also donations for reserved funds. So those, when money comes in for reserved funds and are used, whether it be supporting LKS, elders, barrier-free weekends, things like that, scholarships, they also land in this box of contributions. So that's basically how much money we have coming in. And in the expense one, most of that money that comes on in is sent out through infrastructure, which is about 24% of our expenditures each year. So what is this infrastructure expenses that we're talking about? We run such a lean ship. I've worked in the nonprofit industry for numerous years, a psychotherapist, and have been involved in very many different nonprofit organizations. Basically, $384,000 are employee and contractors, the 7 full-time paid employees, which are not making that much as far as industry standard goes. Most of them are doing it from a place of service. That includes myself, John Bacon in the IT department, Deb Mauger, our financial director, Richard Torres, our event and training support person, Keith Jarvis, our administrator, who keeps things organized and creates the structures to help things run smoothly, and Boyson Hodgins, the marketing and communication director. I've never been a part of an organization that does so much with so few. There's some independent contractors. Scotty Krabler also is an employee now who helps out with user support and customer services in a variety of different aspects. And we have a couple of handful of independent contractors that help out, like our enrollment champion, who helps areas with using the best practices for enrollment. And a little bit of contracting for programming and things like that. We have $101,000 in insurance that's going to every year. We have, 52,000 in credit cards. We have our audit and our bookkeeping costs, which is another 50K. Our IT structure, this goes beyond just the payroll, as far as our servers that we have to use and our payment for our different applications that we use. We spend some money for fundraising, and this includes those decals that we send out and mailings that we send out, and only $25,000 in marketing. My gosh, we could do so much more, especially nowadays, that's coming through, and we are doing so much, as you saw earlier, that reaching 1 billion people. So a lean program, and that's really what it is. What is this other category? It's silly things like we have to file corporate paperwork in all 50 states and charitable contribution status in all 50 states. That's like $40,000. It costs a lot to do such an act. There's things like when we do printable things at our annual gatherings, a lot of different miscellaneous things come into this $114,000. So you can also see here that you can go backwards in time and actually download and look at all of our annual financial statements. If you want to go into greater detail of what was spent, it's all there. Transparency is really, really important, and we want to earn your trust. And as I said before, we practice our donor bill of rights, honoring what the best status for confidentiality, as well as transparency and access for information for donors who do contribute to us. So that's really the easy piece around finances and how to find it. Again, it's at mkpusa.org, and you push that who we are and push financial information. So with that being said, I also want to show what membership is really about. It's not about just the finances. It's about the cause. And, we need certain things to be able to be effective with our cause. I'm wearing my backpack today. I was out hiking the Appalachian Trail all summer, and, I had little things like trekking poles and stakes, and along the way I had to just dump a lot of stuff that was not needed. Keep a lean backpack. That's what we do at MKP USA. Look for inefficiency. And there were so many tools that were so important that made my hike so much easier, like these trekking poles. I thought, I could just hike without them, or I'll just get a stick. But when I found out that I needed that I had tried some trekking poles, it made a world of difference on my body, my knees, and how far I can go. And talking about trekking poles, not the most sexiest thing in the world, or super lightweight stake. So a lot of people ask, where does membership money go, or where could it go in the future? It does go to important things that can make our cause go further. We could do so much more with more membership. We have about 2,800 members now. And if we had 4,000, and we'd be able to go get so much more better things for the organization to be able to further its cause. Better marketing, better response time, better IT. Just so many different little things. Mostly about membership is 50% of our membership money goes to areas. And what that means for them is they've reduced the cost of the weekend. Many of our areas have, since membership have started. In my own backyard, Wisconsin, it used to be $700 to do the weekend. It's now $590. And I've seen that trend through many of our centers, that they've lowered the cost of the weekend. We were able to lower the cost of what we charge to areas from $175 down to $150 per man that goes through the weekend to help with our operating budget. Money that goes to areas allows them to scholarship more people, so more people have access. If a person has financial difficulty, it doesn't have to be a barrier as much. You can scholarship them, and they're able to do more in their local backyard around marketing, paying for volunteers, or making some small positions that help out with the situation, go to more events. So there's so much that happens at the area level that membership money helps contribute to. At the larger level at MKP USA, like I said before, there's liability insurance, improving technology, but it's the little things like we help protect the brand name for NWTA. And for example, it used to be, 10 years ago before membership, what would rise when you search MKP was all this, cult stuff or that stuff. Anybody who wrote something negative would pop up at the top. And through us being proactive and getting positive newspaper articles about us and public feeds, which all comes from membership money support as far as helping our finances, we wouldn't be able to do it without it. We have, we protect that brand name. So when you do a search name, so just little small things that mean such a big difference as far as membership goes. And ultimately, membership is about the cause. A lot of people ask, what do I get in return for membership? We're a causal organization. We're not like go to the club and I get to work out for my membership. We're more like the Sierra Club or Save the Whales Foundation, and our cause is what matters. If you're into wanting to end violence and our vision statement of men being in brotherhood and acts of violence and wars are in the history book, that's our cause. Or is it about toxic masculinity? And the recent APA showing how much these toxic messages actually hurt men, and that men are hurting, and we want to stop men from hurting. And by the way, we're the #1 successful suicide demographics is men, and there's a reason for that. And do we want to stop men committing suicide? It could be the causes about intercultural competency and being in a place where we're going to be competent and being aware of being better men when we show up as men in the world, being culturally sensitive to the historically targeted oppressed women, LGBTQ minorities, socioeconomic status, challenge other thinking, all those things that we can show up in the world as men being sensitive. It could be returning to good relationships. This is, my big thing is honoring our tribal ways of being and reclaiming them, and that we're, being in better relationship with the planet, the mother, and our ancestors, and honoring our ancestors and those that came before us. And ultimately leads into the brotherhood, that we're claiming this new way of being for men where we're in brotherhood with each other, sensitive, emotionally mature, powerful, compassionate, and men that practice our values. That's so important, that when we show up, that we are those men that take seriously, have been through a initiatory process or a graduation ceremony where we're taking on more and saying we do and we are responsible for how we show up in the world, and our values matter. So there we have it. If you have any questions, you can always contact me at community@mkpusa.org, or my phone number is 414-216-3260. I know that we need to create a better membership culture, and creating trust is important on that. I was initially distrustful of institutions and membership when it began, and the way I got through it was to call people at MKP USA and leadership and ask them the hard questions. So if you are having questions or doubt, call me. I'll open up the books, I'll answer the questions, I'll help you understand why we chose the program that we have and why it is this way. We are about relationship with you, and it's really about you and believing. Do you believe in our cause? If you believe in our cause, please contribute. Go to mkpusa.org and push that donate button, or go to mkpusa.org/membership. Thank you very much.